It's already the second week of September, so it's time to look at what the tarot has to say. I am doing individual readings for every single sun sign, all the way from Aries to Pisces. Let's see what the second week of September has in store for you. I'm using a new tarot deck this time. It's called the Stained Glass Tarot. It is absolutely beautiful, mini sized but breathtaking imagery. And I thought, why not use this tarot deck for a change? So, Aries, this is your fortune for the week. Let's see what the cards have to say. I'm doing a simple 3 card spread, and it's actually a 4 card spread because the fourth card is also the gist card. So, gist card for Aries, September 8 to 14, is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a very positive card. It is, after all, the wish fulfillment card. So, already, we are off to a great start for Aries. A lot of things that you've been hoping for, that you've been wishing for, probably are going to come true in this week. So that's a great place to be. Card number 1 is Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is also a very positive card. It tells me that this week you're going to be focusing on family, you're going to be focusing on money, earning money, making money, probably making schemes, probably making plans about how you can grow your little nest. And with the Nine of Cups as the gist card, that's a very positive card because it tells me these plans will probably come true. However, card number 2 is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is telling me that you need to be very careful with your belongings, with your money. Don't fall for any smooth operators. Don't fall for any get rich quick kind of schemes. Keep your head about you. Also, hold on to your belongings. There is a small chance that you might lose things when you're traveling, or let's say you're going to office. People have already started losing stuff in cabs, so be very careful. And the third card is Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a slightly combative energy. This week might see you butting heads with your boss, butting heads with your family. Sure, you're having a great time, but disagreements might pop up. Keep your cool. Don't get too agitated. Don't be in that fighting mode. Aries, you tend to be a little fiery. Just keep your head about you, keep your cool, and things should be fine. All in all, Aries, this is a very positive week. And of course, if you want any personal tarot readings from me, just comment the word tarot and I'll send you all the details. Now, let's time for the second sun sign, which is Taurus. Now, let's see what the cards have to say for the sign of Taurus. We are doing, of course, the weekly reading for the week September 8th to 14th. So, Taurus, here is your tarot reading for this week. Eight of Cups is the gist card. You are letting go of something. Something has come to an end. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a friendship, But don't be dejected, because while the Eight of Cups does mean the end of one thing, it also means the beginning of something new. You're letting go of the old, and only when you let go of the old can you welcome something new into your life. So, in that sense, it's a positive card, but I do see a little heartbreak. I do see that maybe things, that have been with you for a long time need to be let go. Card number 1, Ace of Swords, continuing with the Eight of Cups energy. Ace of Swords is also a card of letting go. It is the card where you need to cut out all the deadwood from your life. Anything that is not serving your purpose, anything that no longer vibes with you needs to go, whether it's a person, whether it is a job, whether it is a habit. If you want to kick some habits, some bad habits, this is the week to do it. Card 2 is the moon. This is coming right after the lunar eclipse also. The lunar eclipse was on the 7th of September. The word for moon in Italian is luna, which means lunacy. Now, all this, Eight of Cups, letting go, Ace of Swords, letting go, it might take some kind of an emotional toll on you. You might be feeling dejected, you might be feeling a little depressed, so you need to guard against those thoughts. Whatever you have done, whatever you have let go of is for your highest good. Don't mourn what has gone, but be joyful for what is going to begin. Keep that attitude and you should be fine. And card number 3 is the Knight of Cups. You've let go of so many things, you've made your peace with it. Now is the time to go out and make your desires come true. You, Taurus, obviously are a very earthy sign, so desire over here could mean sex, it could mean relationships, it could mean dating, so many other things. But whatever you do, this energy is going to be very high. This energy of wanting, this energy of desire, this energy of wanting to do something, get something, is very, very high this week. And it's understandable, because when you let go of something, you feel a void, right? You feel like something is missing and you want to fill that void. Nobody likes feeling empty, whether it's in your life, whether it's in your mind, whether it's in your heart. You want to fill that gap that has been left behind with something, which is not a bad thing. Desire is, after all, important. It's what keeps life going. But when you desire something, be also mindful of whether these desires are for your highest good. You have let go of so much. Don't jump from the pot into the flame. If it's a relationship that you've let go of, don't immediately rush into another relationship. If it's a job you've let go of, don't jump into another job immediately. Make sure you pay attention to all the clauses in the contract. In fact, anything that you have let go of in this week, don't be in a rush to replace it with something. Okay? Knight of Cups is a card which has a pretty deep and dark shadow side. So a lot of those desires can turn into obsession, can turn into this obsession that you want to fill your life with something. Wait for something to turn up. You are going to welcome something better into your life, but don't rush into things. So that is my advice for you, Taurus. We've looked at Aries, we've looked at Taurus, and as I always say, if you want to book a personal reading, you can always comment the word tarot or get in touch with me in my email, which is in the description, and I will send you the details. Now that we've looked at Aries and Taurus, it is time to look at the third sun sign, which is Gemini. This is the weekly tarot reading for Gemini for the week September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. 3 cards which tell you how the week is going to be, and 1 card which is the gist card, which is the flavor of the week. And the gist card is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is a young person coming into your life. It could also be some premature news about something. You've been looking at something, you've been wanting something. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a contract, maybe it's something else. It could even mean somebody, coming to you with happy news about something, all those kinds of things. This is the week where a lot of news comes to you. Seems to be positive news. Page of Cups is not a negative card, so the news should be happy. But let's see what the other cards have to say. Maybe we'll get a clue about what kind of news you're going to get. So the very first card is Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a tough taskmaster. It is a very unemotional kind of a card. So this week I see you not being very emotional. Gemini, you're already an air sign, so you are a mental sign. You are a sign that is driven by thinking. You're going to be doing a lot of thinking, maybe long-term planning. It could be about work. It could be about your business. You are not going to be very emotional this week, and that's probably a good thing, because if the Queen of Swords has come, it means thinking logically, rationally is what you should be doing this week. Card 2 is the Sun. Now that's very good. Now I said something about Page of Cups bringing in some good news, and the Sun is a pregnancy indicator. It is one of the 3 cards that signify pregnancy in the tarot. So who knows, in case you've been planning for a family, this is the week that the doctor will finally give you some good news. But in terms of career, in terms of growth, personal growth, this is again a very good card. This is a time when you can actually be very social, you'll be in demand. But again, Queen of Swords has come up, so be judicious about where you spend your time. Be judicious about spending your money. But all in all, the Sun is a very, very positive card. And card number 3 is Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles again is a very good card. It talks about family, it talks about money, it talks about making plans for the future. I have a feeling, Gemini, that a lot of you, I think, are planning to have kids, and it's just my intuition telling me that a lot of you might be getting news about your better half being pregnant, or about you being pregnant, or somebody in the family, just news about family expansion. This is a very happy week, I should say, for you. Good news coming in, good news in all sorts of ways, from all sorts of directions coming in. All in all, Gemini, this is a positive week for you. Just keep your head about you, right? Don't lose your cool. Don't be too emotional, and things should be fine. Now let's move on to the 4th sun sign, which is Cancer. Now Cancer is, of course, unlike Gemini, a very, very emotional sign. And for the last few months, I think, Cancer has been having a tough time. Every time I do a reading for Cancer, people in the comment section are like, damn, these guys are going to have a tough time. I hope this time is a little better. This is your tarot card reading, Cancer, for the week September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. The flavor of the week, the gist card is King of Pentacles. Finally, Cancer, some good news coming your way. The King of Pentacles is a very, it could be your boss, it could be some man in your family, it could be even be you. The King of Pentacles tends to be a slightly dry, very earthy kind of energy, you know. It's not very emotional. It's all about money. It's all about doing things, you know. So this week is going to be very busy, where I see you doing a lot of things, making plans, taking action, thinking about money, the material comforts of life. King of Pentacles is the absolute pinnacle of material success, because the suit of pentacles is the suit of money and property and career. So all matters relating to money, relating to career are going to be on your mind, and you will be asked to make some important decisions, and that is the flavor of the week. But let's see what's going to happen. Seven of Cups is coming in. Seven of Cups is the card of mental confusion. Too many decisions need to be made, too many choices. That's basically what Seven of Cups says. Not all choices are feasible. You need to really narrow down and be practical about which choices you need to make. Let's say you have multiple job offers. You obviously can't take up all jobs, right? Pick one, make a very calculated judgment about which job you need to pick. If it is some investment decision you need to make, again, be very careful. Do not get carried away by emotions. Do not get carried away by, you know, building castles in the air and making grand plans. Not all of those plans are going to pan out. You need to be practical, which is something the King of Pentacles was also saying. Whatever choices, whatever decisions you make in this week, Cancer, use your head, not your heart. Card number 2 is Knight of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles energy coming in. This is also a week where, while there is a lot of activity and while you have to take a lot of decisions, you also find yourself slowing down a bit, and that is something you need to guard again. The Knight of Pentacles is a very stable kind of an energy, but it also shows me that, you know, you're kind of slowing down, you're getting tired. If there are decisions that need to be made, if there are jobs that need to be done, there is work calling you, now is not the time to quit. You are not there yet. Success is not there yet, but you're very, very close. Now is not the time to give up and slow down. And card number 3 is Five of Swords. Now, this is a slightly negative card. I see you picking fights with people. I see you getting cowed down. I see you trying to stand up for yourself and getting bullied. This could be at work, this could be at home. The Five of Swords is telling me that you need to stand your ground. But at the same time, don't be too happy if you end up winning, because the Five of Swords is a victory which is also a hollow victory. It's a win that's as good as a loss. You might end up hurting people with your words, with your actions, so be very careful. All in all, the cards are telling me you need to think this week, you need to be stable, you need to take it easy where it comes to your speech, but you will also need to take some very important decisions about money and career. Again, you're not yet out of the woods, Cancer. Not the best reading, I must say, but I think what you need to do is just be calm, don't be too emotional, be practical in whatever you do, and things should be fine. And of course, as I always say, if you want a personal tarot reading, just comment the word tarot and I will send you the details. I have been doing tarot readings for more than 20 years, and what I can say is that for sure, definitely, tarot is one of the best tools out there where it comes to decision making, for giving you clarity. And if you're feeling muddled, if you're feeling confused about anything, just book a tarot reading. The cards will actually tell you how you need to behave, what actions you need to take. More importantly, it tells you what actions you should not be taking, right? And sometimes that's even more important. Right, now let's do the next tarot reading. This is the tarot reading for the sun sign of Leo. Let's see how your week is going to be. And the gist card is Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a very, very Leo kind of an energy. Three of Wands means it's a good card to have because it shows the first big success. If you've been working towards something, if you've been hoping for a promotion, if you're hoping for a contract, you want, a new job, then Three of Wands is telling me that this is the week it's going to happen. Yes, so this is going to be a week where you will see success in whatever you are doing. Again, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is telling me that there is a lot of muddled thinking. I think you're still not very clear about your goals. You are still looking at a lot of different options. This is the time when you actually need to single out that one or two things, those one or two things that are actually doable, and double down and stick to them. There are a lot of options, there is a lot of confusion, but you need to be very clear about who you are and where you want to go and make your decisions accordingly. Don't take clouded decisions, don't take decisions in haste. think before you act. The second card is Queen of Cups, very good healing energy. This is a good week to do meditation. In fact, I would definitely suggest that you do some form of meditation this week, because I can see that there is a lot of frenetic activity around you. Queen of Cups is a very good card. I can see that there is a lot of love in your life. There is a lot of healing in your life. Just take care of the Seven of Cups energy. There's some mental confusion that is weighing you down. Maybe take a break, think about it, and then come back. And card number 3 is Six of Swords. Six of Swords is the card of earned success. Whatever you've been working for, whatever work you have been doing, and it is work, action that matters, not khayali pulao, not just dreaming about some outcome. If you have been working for it, this is the week you will see success. This is the week that you will get your just rewards. However, the Six of Swords also tells me that this is just, one success. There are more successes ahead of you. There is more work ahead of you. Six of Swords tells me while you will get what you want, you will get what you deserve, there are more battles to be fought, there is more work to be done. And so I hope you are prepared for that. All in all, Leo, this is a positive week. Just make sure that your thinking is clear and not muddled. Take some time out for yourself, take your time out for your soul, do some meditation, do some contemplation, and success is going to be there. Now let's take a look at Virgo. Virgo, this is your tarot reading for the week September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. So Virgo, this is your gist for the week. The Hanged Man, this week is going to be slightly tough. Be careful about your belongings. There is a chance that you might things. Be very careful about your money. Do not overspend. Hold on to your money. People will come to you with schemes. Don't fall for them. This is a week when you need to lay low and be very, very careful with your belongings. Be careful with your money. Be careful at the workplace. I have seen that when the Hangman comes up, people do experience job losses. Card number 1 is King of Cups. It is a very positive card. I think you're feeling very emotional this week, Virgo. You are in need of healing. You probably need to take a break from work. Just kind of reconnect with yourself, reconnect with nature, go out with your family, spend time with them. Spending time with your loved ones is one of the best forms of healing. And that's something you definitely need this week with the Hangman coming up as the gist. Take some time for yourself. Get in touch with yourself. I find journaling is a very, very good practice. If you're feeling very emotional, one of the best things to do is to just write out your thoughts in a journal, because writing clarifies thinking. Card number 2 is the Page of Wands. Some news coming in about contracts, some news coming in about some work. Maybe you've been working towards something and you're going to get news about that. The gist is the Hanged Man, so be very careful about signing any contracts. Read the fine print, read the documents before signing them. If you're planning to take any loans, Virgo, be very, very careful this week. There might be some contractual delays. There might be some delays where it comes to work. So you will need to be patient in this week. And you will also need to make sure that you're not getting flim-flammed by people. But the third card is the Star, and the Star is a very positive card. The Star tells me that ultimately at the end of the week things are going to work out well. Given a choice between the Hangman and the Star, I would say that the Star is going to prevail. However, the Hangman energy is still the gist of the week. So by the end of the week things are going to become a lot clearer and you're going to get your just rewards. But just be a little careful with your belongings. Be careful with... All in all, I would say this is a mixed bag kind of a week, You need to be careful about money. You need to be careful about signing contracts, about your belonging. There is a need for healing and meditation. There is news that's going to be coming in, but it may not be the best news. But by the end of the week, I think you're going to turn back and say, you know what, this week wasn't all that bad. Just take care. Focus on healing. Focus on connecting with, focus on making the right decisions. Don't fall for any money traps and you should be fine. Okay, now it's time for Libra. Libra, let's see how your week is going to be. We're talking about September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. The gist of the reading is Ace of Pentacles. This is a very positive card. Incidentally, this is also the card of Ganpati. It is the card of the Muladhara Chakra also. It means new beginnings. The new beginnings could be a new job. It could be a new fitness routine also. It's all about... Pentacles is all about the money, the body, the physical, material aspects of life. So if you are planning to start something new, this is a good week to do that. And let's see what the other cards have to say. Wonderful. The first card is King of Pentacles. Now, if Ace of Pentacles is the alpha, then King of Pentacles is the omega. It is the final card in the suit of Pentacles. It also talks about either you or your boss being very demanding where it comes to money, being very exacting where it comes to money and things like that. You have plans, you want to do a lot of things with your life. This is the week when you will actually sit and have to think very logically and analytically about money, about your health, about your finances, about your job and career. You are going to be seen as somewhat of an expert. People are going to tap you for your experience and for your expertise. And I think you're definitely, going to be helpful to them. Card number 2 is Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a very high energy card. It is a card of healing. If you are a healer yourself, maybe this is the week when you might just launch a new offer, where you might just take on new clients. This is a very positive outcome for that. Queen of Cups also is a very creative card. It's someone at the top of their game. So if you are a creative, let's say a designer, a filmmaker, writer, what have you, money and creativity are going to be on your mind a lot. But in general, because work is going to be very hectic this week, either you're starting something new or you're finishing something, because that's what the King of Pentacles also means. Maybe you need to take some time and relax. Don't neglect your health. Don't neglect your family. Take some time out for yourself and things should be fine. And card number 3 is Six of Swords. You are very hardworking, Libra, you know that, but this week you will actually have to put in some extra effort as well. Six of Swords is the card of earned success, and whatever you have worked for, if you have put in the effort, this is the week you're going to get those rewards. But remember, we are talking about work that has actually been done, not work that you said you would do. Action matters for the tarot, not intention. All in all, this is a very positive week for you, Libra. Let's see what this week is looking for the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading for the week September 8 to September 14. And let's see what the cards have to say. Scorpio, the gist of this week is Five of Swords. You are in a combative mood. You are in a take no prisoners kind of a mood. And Scorpio, you know that your words can really sting. So maybe this is the week when you don't want to be very abrasive with your words. Be careful with your words. You will have to stand up and stand your own ground for sure, but make sure that you're not hurting any people with your words and your actions this week, because while you may think you have won the fight, you might actually end up losing the war. The first card is the Star, very positive card, high energy card. Everything that you've been working for, everything that you've been planning should work out well in the first half of the week. The second half of the week, however, is Justice. Justice tells me that if you have put in the work, if you have put in the effort, then you will get your just rewards. And I think that is where there might be a possibility for fights, because you think you deserve more than what you're getting, but maybe your boss, your colleagues, maybe even your family think that, you haven't done that well. And that could be one of the reasons why a fight might break out. Justice is a very cold and calculating card. You really cannot argue with justice. So in case that is what you've been facing this week, if you've been working towards something, you've been expecting your just rewards, but you're not happy with what you've got, whether it's an increment, whether it is a promotion, somebody else walks away with the promotion, stay calm, talk to your boss, figure out why you did not get the promotion or why you did not get a great hike. Don't go all guns blazing and ready to pick on a fight with your boss. That is not at all what is recommended by the cards. Card number 3 is 10 of Wands. Stressful end of the week. I think all that fighting and argument and standing your ground is going to take a toll on you. This is the card of oppression. You might get the promotion, but you will have to work longer hours. You might get the pay hike, but that also comes with more expectations from the boss. Whatever happens this week, Scorpio, keep your cool. The week starts off well with the Star, but Justice and the 10 of Wands is telling me it is going to be slightly stressful. If you are doing any negotiations this week, be very, very careful with your words. Do not pick fights, and I think things should work out well. After Scorpio, who is it now? Let's see. Sagittarius. Yes, Sagittarius, the Archer is up next. Let's see what the week for Sagittarius is going to be. Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot reading for the week of September 8 to 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. Right. Let me quickly lay out the card. The gist of the week is judgment. Judgment tells me that something is coming to an end. Something, it could be a project, it could be a partnership of some kind, that is coming to an end. Whatever you've been working for, you will either get the rewards this week or you will be told, you know what, buddy, you haven't worked hard enough. If it is at the workplace, it could mean one other meaning also is job losses. Judgment is not a very happy card. It is something that catches you by surprise. So it's already, I think it's going to be a pretty stressful and hectic week for you. Let's see. Card number one, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords has come up. It's a hyper rational kind of a card. Whatever happens this week, Sagittarius, keep your head about you. Act like a professional. Be a professional. Don't get too emotional. In case you have a difficult talk with your boss in this week, take it like a pro, right? If you have to do the firing this week, again, be rational, be professional. That's all I will say. Whatever happens this week, don't lose your cool, don't get too emotional. Three of Wands is telling me that by the middle of the week, the energy is settling down. Three of Wands is a very positive kind of an energy. It's coming right after the Queen of Swords, which means work is going to be on the cards this week. If you've been working on a project, you will see the success of the project in this week. If you're looking for a job, I think if you're looking for a promotion, you might just get rewarded for all the work that you have been doing. So not at all a negative card. Card number three is the Devil. The Devil is a very good card for business. It is a very good card for money and career and profession. You will also be quite the social butterfly this week. You will be called out to socialize with friends, with colleagues. Make use of those opportunities to network. Networking is very, very important for your career, and I can see that this week the theme seems to be career. So don't give up any chances to network, but use this opportunity to make new contacts, to talk to people about your ideas, about your projects. And I think it is all in all going to be a pretty good week. Queen of Swords is telling me that you are going to be a very thorough professional. Three of Wands is telling me that success is on the cards, something that you've been working on. And the Devil is telling me networking, socializing is again on the cards. All in all, the theme of this week seems to be around profession. Go out and do the best you can. I think things should work out. Okay, so we are almost through with all the sun signs. Next up is Capricorn. Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot reading for the week of September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. And the gist card is Knight of Cups. Capricorn, I don't normally call you a party animal, but I think this week you just might become a party animal. You are also very determined. There is something that you really, really want. There is something that you really desire or crave. And this week you're going to be completely obsessed with the idea of getting that thing. Obsession, desire, those are the themes of the week. The first card is Six of Swords, which is a good card. It is earned success. Capricorn, you anyways are very, very career oriented, very practical and rational when it comes to climbing the corporate ladder. Very good card to get. Any work that you've been doing, anything that you've made an effort for, you might see rewards for that. But that also means that your work is probably going to increase. You can expect an increased workload in this week. Card number two is Strength. Six of Swords told me that work is going to take center stage. And Strength is telling me that you will have to stand your ground. You probably might have an argument with colleagues. You might have an argument with your boss. You might even have an argument with the boss at home. Stand your ground. Take things too seriously is what I would say. There's a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate in this week. You'll need to probably allocate time and energy to a lot of activities. So you might just feel a little tired. So take some time for yourself. Card number three is the Tower. Now, the Tower is not a very happy card. You might be getting some unpleasant news this week, something out of the blue. I cannot rule that out. Take care of your health. Don't drive rashly. Don't drive under the influence. And if there are any medical tests that are due, make sure you get those medical tests done this week itself. I'm not saying that the Tower card is always a disaster, but it is a pretty negative card. And I can see that you are really, really pushing yourself this week, Capricorn. Take a little time for yourself. Slow down if you feel yourself getting worked up. But rest, recuperation is very, very important for you this week while you chase your goals. You should not do it at the expense of your health. Take care and all the best. I think we're almost there, right? You've done all the sun signs. Now it's just the penultimate sun sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius, let's see what the week has in store for you. This is your weekly tarot card reading for September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. The gist of the week is Page of Swords. Page of Swords has everything to do with online interactions, emails, SMS. It also means news coming in. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of information, a lot of maybe online interactions with people in this week. What I would say is be very careful, because the Page of Swords also sometimes means scam artists coming into your life. So you might get some scam or spam messages this week. So be very, very careful before clicking any links. It might just be a scam. They might just make away with your money. Card number 1, Ace of Swords. You are doing some cutting, some trimming in your life. Anything or anyone that does not serve your purpose, it is going out of your life. You might even change jobs. This is another meaning of the Ace of Swords. You are probably fed up of where you're working and you just want a change of pace, a change of place. If you're thinking of quitting your job, this is probably a good week, or this is the week when you could be doing it. You're also going to be taking stock of your relationships and kind of making a calculation about whether this relationship is worth the effort or not. All in all, this is a week when you're going to start cutting the dead wood from your life. Card number 2 is Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is also a very aggressive kind of an energy. You're going to be chasing down some goals. You're going to be having some tough conversations with people, and you're going to make your stance very, very clear. You can be a little, hurtful with your words sometimes, so try not to do that. But whatever it is, I think I can see you being very aggressive with your goals, going out and really chasing down those goals. And I think you have a bee in your bonnet this week, don't you? Card number 3 is the Page of Cups. Again, this is the card of news coming in. So if you have been looking for a job, if you have been sending your CVs out, then by the end of the week, you should be getting some news. This is all in all, a week where there's going to be a lot of movement. The Ace of Swords is telling me that you're going to be cutting things out of your life. It's time to move on and you're ready to make that shift. The Knight of Wands is telling me that you're aggressively chasing some new goals, going down new paths, breaking new ground. And the Page of Cups is telling me that all this movement, all this activity will result in some kind of news coming to you by the end of the week. All in all, it's a week filled with activity. So all the best, Aquarius, and do well. 11 sun signs so far, right? It's now time for the 12th sun sign, which is Pisces. Pisces, this is your weekly tarot reading for the week September 8 to September 14. Let's see what the cards have to say. The gist card is 5 of Cups. There is some heartbreak. Now, 5 of Cups is not a very positive card. You're still hung up on the past, Pisces. It's time you moved on. It's time you made your peace with the past and moved on. 5 of Cups is the card of depression. It is the card of anxiety. So I can see that you are feeling anxious. You're feeling sad about something. You're probably hung up on the past. It's time to move away from the past and just look forward and go into the future. Thinking about the past, hanging on to the past are not good for you, and the 5 of Cups is telling me that you're going to be feeling very low this week. I hope the other cards are better. The first card is the Page of Wands. You could be starting some new projects this week. This is probably a time when you are trying to think creatively, when you're trying to do some creative work. Week number 2 is telling me, however, that 8 of Cups is the card of, now all 8 cards are end of karma cards, and 8 of Cups is probably the most difficult of all the cards, because this is usually the end of a relationship. I'm sorry, I wish I had better news for you, but 5 of Cups is the gist, and something is telling me that this week you're going to be pulling the plug on an old relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a job. You're basically done. You're just completely done with the situation and you want to move away. And while the 8 of Cups is telling me that, while you're getting rid of the old, you're also moving towards someone new. This week is going to be tough because you're constantly going to be thinking about the past and you're going to be mourning the past. So all I would say, Pisces, is, you are a very emotional sun sign. Take care of your emotions. Talk to someone if you can. Talk about what you're feeling. Moving away from this situation is important, but it is going to come at the cost of your mental peace and happiness. So I hope you have friends that you can confide in. But The third card is the Chariot, which is a very good and hopeful card. The Chariot is movement. The Chariot is going away from trouble, moving out of a bad situation, moving towards something new. So while you are cutting off ties, and yes, there is a period of mourning, ultimately this is going to be in your best interests. It's okay to mourn the past, but don't get stuck in the past. It's important to move on. It's important to take on new challenges, to do new things. So the reading is definitely telling me that this is going to be a very emotional week where you're going to be letting go of certain things. You're going to be letting go of old relationships, of old jobs, of old networks. And there is a period of mourning. But the Chariot card is telling me that all this letting go is for your best. Yes, mourn the thing that you have let go of, but don't get stuck in the past. Learn to move on and things will be well. I hope you have a great week, Pisces. It is not looking very, very rosy, but I know you're made of very stern stuff. I know that you can do this. I know that you can finally emerge out of this victorious. That brings us to the end of this week's readings. If any of the readings have resonated with you, I would love to know in the comment section. Do leave me a note. Tell me if any of the readings made sense to you. Tell me if any of the readings were helpful to you. The tarot can be a very, very good decision making tool. So if you want any personal readings to be done, just comment the word tarot and I will send you the details. I wish you all the best for the coming week. I hope you have a great week ahead and I will see you next week. Stay healthy, stay safe.